Alright, you're live.
Hey, hello everybody, how are you? So we are ready, we're all to start. Thank you so much for taking the time today to connect with us. Thank you for being on time. We are with 5 more minutes to start with Josh. Today we're going to cover a lot of details. Can you hear me? Yeah, right? So first of all, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Rosalinda. I have the honor to work with Josh Blackman. He is my mentor. And today you are going to know more about what to do with your money in a safe time. We're going to cover with more details about what we have to do with the money in a safe time. We have different kind of gifts that we are going to provide to you. So just make sure to stay until the end. Today we're going to cover different kind of topics related with finance. So you're not only going to be able to learn and be informed about the market right now. Also, you're going to have different kind of tools.
You should put on there. Change the speaker and the microphone to MacBook.
Oh, okay, the microphone.
And
You said
speaker
that
to
they
MacBook.
cannot hear me.
Yeah. It should be MacBook Pro.
Okay, okay.
Speaker and microphone.
You are mute. Yeah, you're right.
Speaker MacBook, microphone MacBook.
Okay.
MacBook for the speaker and the audio. You want to do?
Yeah, both, right? You see?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Now I think that you can hear me pretty well. Yeah, right? Okay, awesome. So again, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Rosalinda. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and also on YouTube. I'm so happy to have the honor to work with Josh. Today you're gonna learn so much from him. You're not only gonna have the opportunity to learn about what is happening right now with the market. Also, you're gonna have tools. You're gonna have financial tools. What you're gonna be able to do right now with the market. We have different kind of gifts as well. So make sure to stay till the end because Josh are gonna provide different kind of gifts that we have for you. We have some kind of billionaire blueprints. We have the stickers. I don't know if you know, but here is Nelson Nash about the becoming your own banker. So you're gonna learn about how you can become your own banker as well. Thank you so much for taking the time today. I'm so happy to be honest. So what else? Just text me on the comment. Where are you from? Where are you located? Last webinar that we have people from Canada. We have people from Orlando. So this time I want to know you from what city? Boca Raton, Corinne. Thank you, Corinne. It was nice to connect with you. You are amazing. You're an amazing human being. We have Felipe Garcia who just connect. Okay, Erin, that is from Miami. She worked with us. So we have from California, from Instagram, who we have?
We have Joshua Feliciano.
Josh Feliciano. Some people are connecting from Instagram. Make sure also to connect through the Zoom because we have different kind of gifts here on the Zoom. There are more people who are connecting right now, and I'm so happy for that.
Why?
Casey from Miami. By the way, we are located in Miami. We are located in Brickell, Miami, in the beautiful city of Miami. So in case you are in Miami and you want to visit us, make sure to do that because it's going to be a pleasure to welcome you as well. So as I mentioned before, I have the honor to work with Josh. Josh has a lot of experience in the finance industry. I mean, we shared with a lot of people about the infinite capital, the infinite concept. And today you're going to learn about what to do with your money in unsafe times. You're going to learn different kind of tools. Those tools are very unique and very underutilized. So you're going to get so much value from this webinar. And the cool part is also that you're going to be able to implement those tools that you're going to get and receive from this webinar. So as I mentioned before, people from the social media, make sure to jump through the Zoom because in a couple of minutes also we are gonna start the live. So make sure to jump on the Zoom. The So we have people from Boca Raton, we have people from California, from Port St. Lucie. Okay, that's nice. That's pretty awesome. That's amazing. So,
Rosalinda, tell them. Oh,
and by the way, also, Yaritza is telling me like you are also gonna have the opportunity to connect and collaborate with us. So in case you jump to the Zoom because you want to partner with us, you're also gonna have the opportunity to be able to learn from Josh, to connect with us, to be able to work with us inside that company. But also here, you're gonna be able to learn about the finance. What is gonna be possible for you to learn and what to do with your money. That is the most important topic, right? And not only like the financing, also you're gonna be able to learn about the money consciousness because Josh practiced a lot about the money consciousness. He has over 10 years that he partnered with Jess Combs. So he has a lot of tons of experience with the money consciousness. So he's gonna be able to share with all of you as well about the money.
tell them again who you are and you're executive manager, head of everything.
Start recording.
Do you want to know who I
Yeah,
am?
record it.
Start recording.
Oh, I'm gonna start recording by the way. Okay.
On this computer.
Perfect. So who am I? I'm Rosalinda. I'm from Peru. I just moved to Miami a couple of years ago. I'm studying an MBA. I connect with Josh because of a friend of me who I was teaching Spanish as well. So I speak Spanish for all the people who speak Spanish. I'm speaking Spanish as well. So to be honest, working with Josh and with the team is so incredible. Yaritza, who is the partner and fiance of Josh, is an amazing human being as well. Being part of this team is super amazing. It's not only that I'm being able to learn about the money consciousness, it's also like how we can help people to learn about this unique and underutilized tool we have in finance to become your own banker. So I'm so grateful to work with Josh. He has a lot of experience. Since he was kid, he has a relationship with the business because some people already know Josh. Josh was working in a restaurant. He has a franchise. He's gonna introduce himself better than me actually. but yeah, Josh has a lot of experience with that as well. And also he has like more than 6 years of experience in the finance
At least for the beginning.
PhD. Right now he is working in his own business.
What is his name? Bring
Here
him
in
on.
Miami. So located in Miami.
And that means that they want
He's
to
helping us
request.
to be better and not
That's
only
they'll
in
do
the
a split
finance but
video.
also a better human
Oh.
being.
No.
So yeah, we already have people from LinkedIn that we already connected a couple of weeks ago. I'm so happy to have you here. As I mentioned before, in a couple of minutes we are going to start as well. And well, as I mentioned before, I have the honor to work with Josh Watman. He's my mentor, the leader of this company. And I have the honor to introduce you right now to Josh Watman.
Thank you. All right. Good evening, everybody. On Zoom, we have Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. We have some people live in our office here as well. So thank you guys for getting on the call tonight. Awesome. Thank you so much, Rosalinda, for the awesome introduction. Super grateful for you as well. So, I was looking at everything going on in the market right now, and I was just thinking to myself last week, we have to change the name from Learn How to Become Your Own Banker to Learn What to Do with Your Money in Unsafe Times, because that's what we're in right now. We're in some unsafe times, and it's important that you understand that. Not to be scared, not to be worried about what's going on around you, but so you can be conscious and aware, and that's why we have it be money consciousness, because that's what this is all about. And so really it comes down to, for me, growing up and seeing people that were really only focused on money over here. There's so many people we know that are only focused on money. And then there's a lot of people that are all spiritual and only really care about consciousness. Right? But in the world today, it's important to be able to have money and consciousness and be able to be the best that you can be in the world today. So I'm going to put this down. Great book, Case for IBC. I'm going to put it down just so people can see the whiteboard behind me. I'll go through some books and stuff that we do and operate the way. Cool. Who do we got on here? I see Felipe. What's going on, Felipe? Jared, Kathy, Corinne, great to see you. Rob Lasuro up in New York, great to see you as well. Awesome, cool. Nico, Wayne, David Hammer, what's going on? Awesome, so thank you guys for joining today. You know, it's super key that we study money, because a lot of people have challenges when it comes to money, but money is what allows us to live the good life. Money is what allows us to do what we want to do in our life. And you also have to have consciousness. And today I'm going to be breaking down what those both mean. It's important that you understand what money is, what consciousness is, what money is not, and what consciousness is not, because the world today revolves around these two things, and until you improve your dialogue with money and you improve your dialogue with yourself and your awareness of yourself, which otherwise is known as consciousness, it's going to be very challenging for you to succeed in life and business. And everything that we talk about tonight is going to be tailored for you to be able to succeed in your life, in your business, at your job, in your vocation, so that you can live good life. Everything that we do is for us to live the good life. Why do we do what we do? Right? Why do you do what you do? Money is only the vehicle for being able to live the life that we want to live. And so you have to have clearly defined short-term dreams, clearly defined short-term goals, understanding where you are in the process of success. So we're going to be covering this tonight. And if you're too far over here on the money scale, it's going to be hard for you to be able to appreciate your life and be fulfilled. And if you're too far over here on the scale of consciousness and money is not important to you, or you live in a hut on the beach because you're super conscious and spiritual, then it's going to be very hard also for you to be able to live the good life and do the things that you want in the world. And so in our world today, it's key to understand that you want to be able to live the good life, and the good life revolves around both. Now, a lot of people today talk about work-life balance. I don't believe in work-life balance. I believe in working your butt off and living your butt off and being able to have everything that you want to in your life. And when you're focused on money, you're all in about money. And when you're focused on consciousness, you're all in on your consciousness. And for me, I call these the bookends of life. Consciousness is what I do in the morning and in the evening. My evening routine and morning routine revolve around improving my level of consciousness. But during the day, I'm focused on attracting and collecting money. And so I don't falter between those two things. I don't think about money or do business very early in the morning. I'm in consciousness, I pray, I meditate, I work out. I'm focused on improving Josh. And then all day long, I'm attracting money. And then I go home and I do my best to just relax and enjoy myself and be able to relax for an hour with my beautiful fiance and our dog and be able to live a good life and relax and chill out for a little bit. Because when you work your butt off, you require those time periods. And we're going to be talking about this tonight and how you can utilize the different sales strategies, concepts, and understanding for what we do, and you can be successful. Just so I have an understanding of who's on the call today on social medias and on Zoom, if you could write below what you guys do for a living or what industry you guys are in, that'll help me tailor the conversation tonight. All right, so what do we got here? If you guys can put in the chat, what are some things that you guys do for a living here? Cool. Recruiter for technology, insurance broker, awesome. Cool. Construction. What do we got on social media? Cool. Awesome. So everybody in here is on their own path, doing whatever they do so that they can live the good life, whatever that means to them.
Sales consulting.
Sales consulting, awesome. So whatever it is that you do, you require habits. You require the skills, the habits, and the mindset to be able to be successful, and you require being able to understand why you do what you do so you can produce and succeed in a relaxed body. So if you can go to the next slide, please. Cool. Just a little bit about myself. Will you move the little thingy, please? Alright, awesome. Cool. So just a little bit about myself. I was brought up in Philadelphia in an entrepreneurial household. My dad had some Philly cheesesteak businesses growing up, and so I always grew up watching my dad work his butt off. And as a little kid, I remember laying in bed and my mom putting me to bed, and I would lay down and wait and pretend I was sleeping so I could see the headlights of my dad's car come up the driveway, and I would pretend I was sleeping so I could see him come home from work. And I learned from a young age what is required to work hard and be successful. My dad woke up every single day at 5 o'clock in the morning. My dad came home every night at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and he ran the restaurants. He was on his feet all day long, and I knew the work that he put in. And a lot of times I see parents and people that focus on being home for the family at 6 o'clock, being able to do what they want to for their kids. A lot of people, and I'm not a parent yet, but being able to use kids as an excuse for their lack of commitment to their job or their business. And for me, the reason that I understand what it takes to be successful is watching my dad. I never once thought my dad was not home for us. Not once. He was always there. But a lot of parents, people, utilize family and codependency to be able to hold themselves back from being successful. And I know how I'll be as a father is the same way I am right now, which is committed to living the good life, because I want to take my family on vacation. I want my kids and my wife to be able to do what they want to do. And the way that you operate one thing is the way you operate everything. And I know I never once thought my dad worked too much, ever. I thought my dad worked super hard, and it taught me the skills of being successful. I studied finance and management at University of Miami, ended up receiving a bachelor's degree in consciousness and human potential, and switched so that I could learn more about consciousness. I realized my whole childhood was a business degree. I didn't require being in business school, learning about nothing to do with business from people that have never been in a business. And so I dropped out of University of Miami and went back and opened up my own Philly cheesesteak franchises and ran my own restaurants for a few years. And just like Rosalinda was saying before, I've been coaching with my coach Jeffrey Combs for 10 and a half years now. March 22nd, 2014, I hired Jeffrey Combs, and he has unequivocally assisted me with understanding more about why I do what I do. All right, why do you do what you do? And we talk about our why so much in the world today. My why is my children. My why is my family. My why is so I can travel. Your why is so much deeper than that. Understanding why you do what you do and the events in your childhood that have created the way that you live today, because we're all conditioned for either success or failure. And most people are conditioned for failure. We end up avoiding success, and therefore we avoid failure. And because we're unresponsive, aka not responsible for success, we have challenges being able to think that we deserve to have it all. And so today I'm going to cover a lot of things financially that we learn about, that we can grow in, that can help and assist you with understanding why you do what you do, and how to protect your money in times like this, what to do with your money in times like this. I've invested over $250,000 in personal development, and then in terms of business experience and what we've done, like I said, I grew up in business, started working when I was 10. I remember the Bears and the Colts in 2005 season, 2006 Super Bowl. It was the first Super Bowl I worked. I was 10 years old and worked every single year for the rest of my life after that. I owned 2 Lee's Hoagie House franchises at 22 and 23 years old. And then I transitioned into the loan business where I started helping business owners out with money instead of running businesses. Was the top producer in the firm that I was with at that time. And then I got into the insurance business where I was the rookie of the year for the company that we were in, MVP of the company that we were in. I've put in 4 times the 10,000 hour rule. That's 40,000 hours in sales and business. And if you've read the book, The Outliers, every 10,000 hours makes you an expert. So I've 4x'd the 10,000 hour rule in sales and business, understanding what is required. Right? We all, no matter what you do, no matter what industry you're in, whether you're in construction, insurance, sales, finance, hospitality, recruiting, whatever it is that you do, you need to have prospecting skills, where you need to attract leads. You need to have asking skills, where you learn how to ask questions in a sequence. And you require sales skills so that you can attract money that will show up in your bank account. And you need a method to be able to bill people. You need to be able to charge people. You need to be able to attract money and swipe a credit card so that you can put money in your pocket so you can live a good life. And the question becomes, what do you do with your money? You can go through that. You know, in the last, back one, the other way. The other way, please. Thank you. All right, so I've attracted over $1.2 million in the last 3 years, and I have to update this, but close to about $500,000 now so far this year. And I don't say that to impress you, but just to impress upon you and show you that what we do works, and understanding that you can be successful too. And it requires you to be able to put your head down and be able to pay the price for success. And I've absolutely paid the price since a young age, and so it's important to be able to know what's required to be successful. Okay. The next thing, this is our legacy program here. I'm going to be offering the legacy program today at the end of this call. For everybody that's on this call, I'm going to be offering this to you. This is a $297 package that I've put together every single thing that I've ever created into one package. If you purchased them all separately on our website, it would be over $7,000 worth of value. These are all of the packages, everything I've ever made, created into one thing. And if you guys stay till the end, I'm going to give you guys some bonuses too. Will you get some of the planners out?
Yeah.
Please. I'm going to be giving some bonuses out to everybody that stays till the end. And so you don't want to miss this. It's going to be for the first 10 people that require this legacy program. But everything in here will assist you with understanding what's next. Thank you so much. This is a system that I created when I was in college. I was walking around University of Miami in 100-degree weather. I had a gratitude journal, a quotes journal, a personal development journal, right? Because Jim Rohn, if you guys know Jim Rohn, the father of personal development, he said you need to take notes, you need a journal, you need to write things down. So I was writing everything down. I ended up putting everything into this planner that I created, and it's a quarterly planner. And every day you write down your daily intention, quote of the day, the personal development, the gratitude journal, giving journal, your goals prioritized. I'm going to be giving some of these away later today. Awesome. Cool. So we can go to the next slide, please. All right. So this is something I see, Kyle, we're going to be going through becoming your own banker here shortly. And as far as recording of this, it's not going to be recorded. It is recording, but it's for us to be able to use for our social media purposes. That's why we have webinars every 2 weeks, so we have people log in. Everyone is a little different. They're not all created equally. So just hang tight, receive the value. But really this understanding right here, can you also push the X there? Thank you. Awesome. So this is what's happening 2 weeks ago. Major indices have closed sharply lower as investors fear rates. The Dow lost 1,000 points 2 Mondays ago, and the NYSEC 220 from Japan crashed. A lot of foreign exchanges have been crashing recently, and it's important for you to understand what that means in terms of global macroeconomics, because one domino falls into the next, and it's important to be able to be conscious of what's going on in the world and not say that that's what's happening in Japan. We live in the US, because one thing affects everything when it comes to the economy. Awesome. So these are some pictures here that you can see, and you can see here, this is 2 Mondays ago. Bitcoin was down 18%, Ethereum down 25%. You have the Nike 225, oil, gold. Now gold is up a little bit. It's at the highest that it's been. A lot of people will say, well, I'm going to go buy gold. But if you ever heard buy low, sell high, people are going to buy high because they get excited. That's always how it works. All right, last month, NVIDIA, Tesla, Apple, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, all down 5 to 10% in one day. And so I don't put any money in the stock market. I believe that it's gambling. I know that it'll go up over time. It's not something that I want to do. It's not something that I condone. It's not something that I advise my clients to do. I'm already believing in that. That's something that's in my core belief. Some other financial advisors or agents or financial professionals might say I'm leaving money on the table, but I think most clients are putting their money in the trash can when they put their money in the market, and so I don't do any of that stuff. I am simply a life insurance agent, and I'm a certified infinite banking practitioner through the Nelson Nash Institute. If you guys are interested in learning more, this is the book, Becoming Your Own Banker. I'm going to be breaking it all down for you as well. But this is important to understand. Also, what happened is on that same day when everybody wants to sell their stocks, American Express, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, Ameritrade, E-Trade, all of them were down. All their websites were down. So back in the day when you had to call your stockbroker, now you don't call your stockbroker, you log onto your app or your back office for your website. And if your office or your website is not working, you cannot trade your stocks. And so therefore you're forced to hold them. I don't know if you've ever seen Boiler Room when they get told sell everything, sell everything, sell everything, and he stops answering the phone. That's what it's like. And this is going to happen again and again. There's these flash sales that they're going to have, these moments that they're predictive programming, where they're doing this with the stock market, they're doing this with cybersecurity, they're doing this with the airports, they're doing this with the trains, they're doing this with all types of communication, finances. Banks are collapsing. And if you don't know that this is happening, it's important that you wake up today. It's important that you understand that this is happening. Whether you want to turn on the news or not, whether they show it to you on the news or not, they're not going to tell you these things unless they want to and they want to create panic, but they're not going to yet. They're going to create panic after November. What's going on in November? We have an election coming up in November. And what's going to happen? They're going to create massive panic, especially if a certain person wins. There will be riots in the streets. There will be panics. People will freak out. There will be riots and protests. And there will be other situations going on that you want to be attentive to. And you want to be able to control what you can control. Right? And then let go of everything that you can't control. And so that's why we only talk about putting our money into somewhere for unsafe times. That's all I'm focused on right now. Cool. Now this is an amazing picture right here of a juxtaposition of the Dow Jones from 1929 and 2024. 1929, the Great Depression, 2024 right now. This is the first time since 1929 that this has looked like this. And I don't know about you, but if you ever ridden on a roller coaster, if you ever rode, whatever the word is, if you ever been on a roller coaster, this is what it looks like here before you end up going down. You go up, you will go up, you go up, and then boom. And this is what slowly has been happening from 2008 until today. And for all the financial people that think the market's just going to keep going up and going up, that's not accurate, and you're absolutely delusional, and I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's just a fact. That's not what's going to happen, especially the setup right now. You can look at what's happening economically, geopolitically, macroeconomically, and also inside the United States with what's going on with the elections. And it's exactly what happened in 1928, 1932. It's all happening over again, and you got to be aware of what's going on.
The crash is coming, sir.
The crash is absolutely coming, and you must be aware of it. And you either get on one side and you're aware of it and you protect your money, or you're not and you're gonna have a tough wake-up call. Now I'm grateful that I'm young enough that wasn't affected by 2008, but I know what it takes and I don't want to be affected by it now. And so I moved all my money personally from stocks and crypto a few years ago. In the summer of 2022, I got started with the insurance business. I moved multiple six figures from stocks, crypto, and bonds into life insurance. And that's the key to understanding what to do. It's something that I do with my own money. This is showing you inflation has been at or above 3% for 39 straight months. Whatever they tell you about inflation is absolutely bogus, by the way. I was just asking a guy today, this morning I was running a call for a guy that owns a moving company. He's buying trucks right now for his business. Buying trucks. He's buying trucks for $50,000 to $70,000, and he's been in business. This is in 2024. He's been in business since 2010, and trucks for 25 to 35 grand, he said. I said, that's pretty crazy, because that means that in 14 years, inflation has gone up, it's gone up 100%, right? Which means that the reality is inflation somewhere around 8% annually. What is that? Oh, all of our phones are recording? Right? Yeah, let's do this. All right, 100 divided by 14 is 7.14%. So if they tell you that inflation's 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, it's on average for the last 14 years, it's been 7.14%. Because everything's doubled. Everything has doubled in 14 years, and when things double, and I'm going to get to this in a little bit, when things double price-wise, that means that sales tax is going up. Yeah, somebody just wrote something about eggs, right? Every time that you buy something, and I'm going to get to this in a little bit, you have to pay one thing. What do you have to pay when you buy anything? First person to put it in the chat gets a gift. Taxes. What kind of taxes? What kind of taxes? Sales tax. Cool. Write that down. Joshua. Got that. Cool. Good job, Joshua. It's sales tax. And every time that you buy something, I'm going to get down to this in a little bit, but if you buy something for $10, there's not much that costs $10 anymore, but in Florida, sales tax is 7%. So therefore, you're paying sales tax, 70 cents goes to sales tax. Now, if inflation goes up, and now the thing that you're buying, if inflation goes up 10%, and now the thing you're buying goes from $10 to $11 at 7%, now you're paying 77 cents in sales tax. Which this 7 cents might not sound like a lot, but the 7 cents over here, this is going to Uncle Sam for every single $10 spent. And every time that they increase inflation, they get another $7, 7 cents. That means that $10 equals 7 cents, $100 equals 70 cents, every $1,000 equals $7, every $10,000 equals $70, 100K equals 700 bucks. This is all just going straight to the government. It's called the hidden tax. Inflation is the hidden tax. And it's hidden because you don't talk. Actually, this comes right out of here. It comes right out of this book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, An Inside Look at the Federal Reserve by G. Edward Griffin. Will you put the title of this or a link on Amazon to it? The Creature from Jekyll Island. It is the best book on money that has ever been written. You all deserve to read it. It understands the Federal Reserve and why things are the way that they are, but inflation is the hidden tax. 9% of balances credit card balances became delinquent over the last year. Housing market affordability is near record lows. I just had a realtor call me this morning. I know her very well. She said, I'm thinking about changing some things up. I haven't gotten referrals. I haven't gotten sales in months. And I don't know what to do next. And this is happening all over. We live in Miami. You look online, Miami's the hottest real estate market. It doesn't look too hot for any real estate person I know, mortgage brokers or anything of the like. Mortgage demand is at its lowest in 30 years, and the dollar has lost 25% of its purchasing power in 4 years. It says at the bottom, this is not a soft landing. Next slide. Cool, so today's agenda, we're going to talk about your dialogue with money, the banking system, becoming your own banker, and achieving financial freedom. Awesome. These are some things that we hear, right? You guys can put in the chat. Money is the root of all. What do we got? Money is the root of all evil. Exactly. Right? It actually says the love of money is the root of all evil, not money itself.
Opportunity.
I like that. Money is the root of all opportunity. Next.
No money, people.
Money doesn't grow on trees.
No money, people say.
Rich people are, I like seeing people's answers to this. Rich people are blank. What are some things you heard at home about rich people? I like
Awesome,
that.
smart.
Rich people are
I love
smart.
those people.
Rich people are awesome. What else did you guys hear?
Smart.
Disciplined. World changers. Cool. So we have a highly conscious group up. There we go. Kathy heard that rich people are snobs. Right? One time I was running an event in our office last year. My mom was here, and everybody yelled out greedy and assholes and mean. And my mom yelled out awesome. And I said, that's why I think the way that I think about money. Alright, so it's super important. If you have kids, teach your kids that rich people are amazing, rich people are role models, rich people are people to look up to, rich people are people to study. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is the root of all happiness.
Somebody
And if you
said
don't think
confident.
So, you don't know where to shop.
On Instagram, somebody said confident.
Confident, cool. I love it. Marvin's in the room. Cool. Alright, next. Money doesn't buy happiness, right? There's actually, I just saw an Instagram post that money has actually been scientifically proven to buy happiness. Right? Money actually does buy happiness.
What? Next?
Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks.
It buys a boat, says just a flash.
Money buys a boat, exactly, cool. That family is blank rich. What do some people say? That family is filthy rich. That family is stinking rich. That family is stupid rich. Right? We use these words that are negative about money. And by the time we are 18 years old, we've had 20,000 meals with the wrong financial planners. Right? Who are those financial planners? Hello?
Oh. I think you're waiting for an answer.
No, stop looking at them. Look at me. Thank you. I'm more important than them. I'm doing a slideshow here. Thank you. Alright, cool. Alright. Who are the wrong financial planners? Your parents and your teachers.
People
Right.
around us, they say just a flash.
Yeah, people around us. Typically, our parents and our teachers are who we spend most of our time with in our early years. And the average family in America, as of this year, is averaging $64,000, and the average teacher makes $52,000 a year. And so we're learning from people that live right near the poverty line, and we're probably not going to hear positive things about money. Most parents, when they come home, they complain about their jobs, complain about their bosses, complain about money. Most teachers are overworked and underpaid. I believe teachers should be paid multiple six figures. They're bringing up our next generation, but we're always going to have kids that have no idea about money if they get taught by people that have no idea about money. So it's super important that we live a life where we're doing our best to share this value with others. Therefore, we're conditioned to believe negative things about money. Right? So your subconscious doesn't know the difference between a truth and a lie. And so while you're growing your business, while you're doing what you do every single day, you have to continually reaffirm and affirm and reaffirm and affirm what it is that you want in your life so that you can be highly successful. And this comes all the way down to the map of consciousness here. Okay? So the map of consciousness is the root of everything that I do. It's the root of everything that I believe in. I live my life based on this. And let's do this. Will you share your screen so that people can see this? will you push escape and then share your screen on Zoom? Just for a second. Go to the meeting. Go to the bottom. Nope.
No.
Go
Click
here.
on,
Yeah, share screen, and then here. And then make it full screen. Cool. I want everybody to just see this. This is the map of consciousness. This comes straight out of David Hawkins' books. And there you go.
David Hammer.
David has it posted right there. I love it. Okay, this is key. Alright? And this is how I live my life. And over here down at the bottom, can you guys see my mouse moving when I move it? Not on the TV, but on Zoom? Yeah, right? Cool. I know that's hers, right? So you want to be able to live, most people live under this line of courage. The courage right here at 200, most people are just getting by, most people are suffering, right? But you want to live in the flow. Very few people live in the flow. Right, and so down here in courage, pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, and shame, we live in a very low vibration. If you ever heard low vibes or bad, that person has bad vibes, that person has good vibes. The vibes is short for vibrations, and understanding how energy works will greatly assist you with money. Now, a lot of people say, Josh, how the heck does it have to do with money? I thought I was learning how to become my own banker. Can you just get to the point? The reality is that you'll never be able to have consciousness about money until you have consciousness with yourself. And so you have to understand yourself before you understand money, because if you don't understand money and if you don't understand yourself, it's going to be hard to be able to attract, deserve, and receive money. It all ties in together. All right, and so when you look at it, there's a high correlation between your level of consciousness and problems in society. And so the more that you can increase your consciousness, the more that you're going to be able to live in attraction of money. This is my favorite slide. It's out of the book Truth versus Falsehood by David Hawkins, and understanding consciousness and societal problems. Most people will never read that book. It's a 600-page book, but it's a book that requires reading and understanding, because everything in our life is truth and then the absence of truth, which we term falsehood. And so the truths will set you free. And how does this all tie together? Because understanding about the money system, understanding how banking works, understanding what's going on with the world and the changing world order, the new world order, and the agenda and the cabal that runs society, if you're low in consciousness, you're going to live in a state of fear, grief, and apathy, and you're going to have challenges succeeding in life. You must at least live above the level of courage. You can see here at 200, we just moved that, like the 200 to 300 line. Right, look how much it changes, where now the rate of unemployment drops to less than 8%. The rate of poverty is almost completely diminished, which means that if you don't even have to know anything about money, you don't have to know anything about money or sales or business, and all you have to do is improve your consciousness to a level of courage, and you will get out of poverty. The cure to poverty is to increase consciousness, not to teach financial education. It's a misnomer. You can have all the financial education in the world, but if you don't have a high level of consciousness, you won't use it, or you'll use it and sabotage yourself. Life becomes happy once you become more conscious, and it's low rate of criminality when you increase your consciousness as well. Cool, so what's the problem? You can on-screen share, please, and just make it full screen on your screen. Go to, yep, there you go, cool. So, what's the problem? Just look at me the whole time. Cool? Just look at me the whole time, because I'm just going to look at you, and that means change it. Alright? Cool. So, understanding this is key. We just talked about this, the cost of living before and now. College tuition, home prices, gas, raising a child, cars are all over 300% from 1990 to now, and median income is only up 25%. It is impossible to live a life of prosperity when you don't understand inflation, which means that you must be increasing your income over a 30-year period of time, 300%. You must be increasing your income 10% per year. and we go to our bosses and you're gonna go ask for a raise and you're gonna go get a 2 or 3% raise when inflation is 8%. That means you're losing 5% in your income year over year. So you must increase your income. 58% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, including a third of all people earning over $250,000 a year. The debt increase, this is $20 trillion to $30 trillion. We're actually now, let's pull this up. I'll just do this. We're actually now at US debt clock. What is that? Devolution. That wasn't on there before. Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Devolution. I don't know what that means.
I can't see it.
Huh?
Yeah, what's
Oh.
what's about to say? Ah.
You can't see this?
No, yeah, we can see that
Oh, never mind. It's just me.
on the Zoom.
Yeah, that's all. I just wanted them to see it on
Alright.
Zoom. That's cool. Alright, $35 trillion. We counted on the last webinar that now
Increase.
it increases $1 million every 30 seconds about. Right? It'll just keep going. Look at all the interest that's paid. So becoming your own banker is all about. Becoming your own banker is all about taking all of this interest paid, all of this bank interest that's received, all of this student debt, bank interest paid, credit card debt, personal debt, and putting all of that back into your pocket. That's what everything that we do is all about, is putting all of these interest payments back into your pocket and assisting with getting out of the debt increase. What is this? Devolution is a statutory delegation of powers from the central government of a sovereign state to govern at a subnational level, which is in the form of administrative decentralization. I love that. Decentralization is the key. We must decentralize the banking system. That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. Becoming your own banker, the creature from Jekyll Island, privatized banking, all of these situations, the case for IBC, for the infinite banking concept, the subheading is how to secede from our current monetary regime, one household at a time. Everything that we do is about that. Everything that we do in our business is about how to secede from the government. And this is going to help us get out of our debt increase so we can fight these things. Like this was only 2 weeks ago
Mm-hmm.
or a month ago that it was
No,
less
2
than,
weeks ago.
yeah, that it was on under $35 trillion.
Oh.
Oh, you clicked it and it went to it.
How do I go back?
Just push the arrow instead of clicking it.
So what is the problem? So,
What does it let me?
Okay, so while she's fixing that, there you go. Just push the arrow, the next arrow. There you go. Cool.
what is that?
There you go. Awesome. Next. There you go. Cool. 80% of all the money circulating today has been printed since since 2020. There's over $13 trillion printed since COVID. $13 trillion has been printed since COVID. 80% of all existence printed in the last 22 months. Market crash. We have to update this slide. Make a note, please, because this is talking about the first 6 months of 2022, where the stock market's worst half of the year since 1970. Retirement savers lost over $3 trillion in 6 months. 2 weeks ago, this happened in a day. Not over 6 months, but in 1 day. This happened 2 Mondays ago. And so it's so important to move your money out of the market. I don't care what your financial advisor tells you. Your financial advisor is an idiot, and your financial advisor makes fees off of your money whether you have it or not. No matter what happens, your financial advisor, if you have $1 million, in a brokerage account and your financial advisor is getting a 2% fee, that means he's making $20,000 a year off of you. If the market crashes and it goes down 40%, and now instead you have $600,000 in a brokerage account at 2%, that means he's still making $12,000 off of you. He lost $8,000 a year, but he has 100 clients that he's doing this. He lost $8,000 in a year. You lost $400,000. This is why financial advisors make money, why they're going to scheme you for the rest of their lives, and why I don't do this thing. Because I don't care if it's something that puts money in my pocket. A lot of experienced advisors will say, Josh, you're leaving money on the table. You should put money. You should have stocks. Some people are going to always want stocks. That's great. It's not going to be from me. This is not going to happen to my clients, and I believe in that no matter what. This cannot happen. It doesn't matter if I'm leaving $20,000 a year on the table. All I got to do is sell a $2,000 a month policy for life insurance, and I'll have the same thing. And so that's better for me than something else, and I don't believe in that situation. It's gambling, and right now, it's so important to realize to stop gambling. Stop gambling. I just had a conversation with somebody about playing blackjack, right? And I felt like your financial advisor is the guy that says, hey, come play this game with me. Here, come sit down at the table, play blackjack. And you're down so much money that your other friend comes around, that's me, and says, hey, get up from the table and stop gambling. And the person is sitting there saying, hey, I'm already down so much, I have to keep going. That's addict talk. That's not what you want to do. You want to get out while you can. You want to cut your losses and leave. I don't care about buy low, sell high. Get out of the market before there's a crash, period. Whether it's high, low, left, right, you made money, lost money, leave. And that's what's going on right now, and that's what I believe strongly about. So why is this happening? We just talked about a couple of reasons why this is happening. You can breeze through this a little bit, right? But it's really because we finance everything that we buy, okay? I'm going to share, or will you share this one actually too, so it's big for everybody? Just do the thing, screen share, and then go back to it. This is a good slide for everybody to understand. The major problem in America is not financial education, it's not the education system, it's not the government, it's that we finance everything that we buy. You either pay interest to somebody else or you give up interest that you could have earned otherwise. For most Americans, 35 cents of every dollar goes to interest. And if you don't pay, you get your assets taken away. Which means you go get a car, you finance that car. You go buy a home, you get a mortgage, right? You get a mortgage, which you guys know the term, right? Some of you guys will know. You can put it in the chat, right? What is a mortgage? Whoever speaks Spanish or French, right? The term mort or muerte, right? Death in French. I took French, mortir. All right, this means death, to die. And to gauge, to be together with, to pledge is what the Latin root is to pledge over here. A mortgage is a death pledge. We were watching the movie The Founder the other day, the McDonald's movie. I was showing her a little bit of my vision the other night about what to do and how to create life and how to create a big company. And the wife, Ray Kroc in the movie's wife, was pissed off at him because he took out a mortgage on the house. Back in the day, you didn't take out a mortgage unless you wanted to leverage the home. Today, 86% of all homes are bought using a mortgage, which means that we buy things for the payments, not whether we can afford them or not. And we live in a cash flowing society that has poor cash flow and poor cash management, and we buy stuff we can't afford based on the payment. And you do that with your cars, you do that with your homes, you do that with your living expenses on credit cards, and you barely have enough to save at the end of the day. This chart's a little bit older. It shows about an 8% savings rate. As of the end of 2023, annual average savings rate was only 3.8%. That means for every 100K that you saved, or that you made, you only saved $3,800. You can go work for 100 years and go have $380,000, you're gonna have nothing. So if that means that if you make 200K, you're gonna save $7,600. If you make $500K, 3,800 times 5 is 15,000. Let's just say 16K, about 16,700, or 16,400, whatever it is. I might be off $1,000, whatever. Right, but it's that much money times 100 years. That means you'll have $1.64 million. And if you use the Monte Carlo simulation, and you only take 3 to 4% of your money, that means you're going to be living off of $64,000 a year in retirement, which is not enough for you to have, even if you make $500,000 a year. Alright, so you can go make $500,000 a year for 100 years and save 3.8%, and you're still going to be broke when you go to retire. This all happens because of market crashes throughout history. The Depression, Black Monday, dot-com bubble, financial crisis, coronavirus, and it typically crashes 40 to 50%, increases, and then decreases again. This all comes down to the current monetary regime, how money works. Before 1933, we had full reserve banking, which means that every time that you put money into the bank itself, they kept 100% of money in reserves in the bank, whether it was in gold or silver. And we gave out gold certificates that were the beginning of the Federal Reserve notes that we have today. And then after 1933, when FDR passed the gold standard, now we took America off the gold standard, and now we have a situation where now they're only required to keep 10% of the money in the banks. And as of 2020, which is a cool thing, can you unshare your screen? I want to share my screen. I think I can just kick you off. Alright, cool. Look at this. I don't think I showed this last time. 0% reserve requirement, White House. Check this out. As of March 15th, 2020, this is from FederalReserve.gov. As of, look how they don't put the number, they put it as a word. As announced on March 15th, 2020, which was 4 days after they announced COVID, the board reduces reserve requirement ratios to 0%. If they put a 0 and a percentage sign, it would have drawn too much attention. So they put the word 0 and the word percent. Effective March 26, 2020. This action eliminates reserve requirements for all depository institutions, which means that the bank doesn't have to keep any money in reserves again. And their mindset is that it's going to help. Where's the, there's an article right here. Bam. Federal Reserve actions, they say that it's to support the flow of households and businesses. This is how they get you. They say that it's important for us to, in order for us to support the flow of credit of households and businesses and thereby promote maximum employment and price stability goals. This is absolute bullshit. This is not to support anything. This is to support the Federal Reserve being able to loan more money to the banks so that they can loan more money to other people and not have to keep any money in the banks. And it's important that you learn how to read these things and read through the lines, and this is why consciousness is important. But what it really means is that the money in the bank has zero value now. The banks don't have to keep any money. Look at this. The Federal Reserve is encouraging the banks to use their capital and liquidity buffers as they lend to households and businesses who are affected by coronavirus. AKA, they're going to lend more money out, which means they're going to increase the money supply, which means they're going to increase inflation, which means they're going to increase the cost of goods sold, which means they're going to increase sales tax. That's the whole purpose of all of this, is to increase taxes so that they can go fund the war in Ukraine, so that they can go fund the war in the Middle East, so that they can go fund other situations outside, go fund South America, go fund Venezuela with 1,000%, go give guns and ammunition to the troops in Africa and South America that are fighting against each other. This is what's happened for years and for generations, and this is important for us to be aware of. You can go back to sharing the screen. I know I went on a little tangent, but this is so important.
You want me to share or go next?
You can go to your thing. Oh, cool. I'll stop sharing. My bad. Okay. This is what it all comes down to, the Federal Reserve System. And you have two situations over here. Does anybody know what this is a map of over here? I'll tell you what's on it, and then you can tell me if anybody guesses what it's a map of. Okay? Does anybody know what this is a map of? This is a pentagram, and this
DC.
is the, huh?
They say DC, Moon, Washington DC.
Washington, D.C., Kathy says. Good job. Right? This is Washington, D.C. There's a Freemasonry logo connecting the
Oh,
Capitol
they cannot
building.
see well, I think.
It's okay. This is what it is. It's a map of Washington, D.C., outlined using the Freemasonry logo. George Washington, Ben Franklin, all the founding fathers were Freemasons. And the pentagram, which is a satanic symbol. This is how all of the important buildings in Washington, D.C. are laid out. And then these are the major banking systems right here. And really these two are the crux of the whole thing. Bank of America used to be called the Bank of the United States, and then Andrew Jackson abolished the second central bank of the United States. He almost died. Nicholas Biddle tried to kill Andrew Jackson, and he abolished the Bank of the United States. Then the Rockefellers created the Bank of America as another front. Then you have J.P. Morgan, who was an international financier. His dad actually came over from England and worked together with the Rothschilds to create the Bank of England, the Bank of Scotland in the late 1800s, and then came over here to industrialize America. And so you have, in 1913, you have the most important thing that's ever happened in American society, was right here, exactly. And Kathy said the Bank of Italy, which really comes back to the Medici family, right? The Medici family and the Rothschild families partnered together in the late 1600s to create the international financing system, which really dates back, if you want me to go down the rabbit hole, try to keep it a little PG here, but going down the rabbit hole to what happened with the Knights of the Round Table, the Knights Templar, the Illuminati, the situation of the international banking system. The Knights Templar were really 9 men, 9 families that came together to hoard and steal all the gold and all the wealth and all the treasures in the world and put them together. A lot of this comes together in one of my favorite movies, National Treasure. I was super into that movie as a kid. I always had affinity for these things, and understanding how the banking system works is key. Right? You have to understand the banking system. You have to understand the changing world order. This is written by Ray Dalio. He's a billionaire, and it talks about how America is on the fall right now. When I say it's on the fall, I mean that every major dynasty, you have the Dutch from 1250 to 1500. You have the British from 1500, the British from 1500 to 1776, and then the Americans from 1776 to whenever, but that whenever, typically every great dynasty lasts 250 years. And so 1776 plus 250 is 2026. And we're closing in on the end of 2024 right now. So America is on this down right here, and you have China that is rising above. And so Ray Dalio in the book, The Changing World Order, is making a claim that China is going to take over as the main power. You have the US and you have China. And everybody in England in the late 1600s had no idea what was going on. Everybody in Amsterdam in the late 1400s had no idea what was going on. And the reality was that it was crashing. Yeah, BRICS.
Don't forget about
right?
BRICS.
BRICS is key, right? What is it? British, Russia, India. What's China and Saudi Arabia, I believe it is. right? But either way, they're all getting out of
South
the
Africa.
South Africa, getting away from the U.S. dollar as the reserve currency in the world. And so these are just keys to understand. Now, people ask me all the time, again, little going off the radar a little bit, but people ask me about crypto a lot. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and the UAE, which is Dubai. Cool. All right, and so people ask me about crypto a lot. I believe that life insurance and crypto have the same mission and message. I was at the Bitcoin convention of 2023, and I went around and interviewed a bunch of people and asked them what they believed in. And everybody was talking about decentralized government, decentralized currency, break free of traditional monetary system. And I believe in that. Except the problem is, whatever you're believing in goes up and down like a roller coaster. Life insurance has the same mission: decentralized government, decentralized currency, the international banking system, becoming your own banker, Austrian economics. They all have the same purpose, but this has been stable for 200 years, and crypto has been unstable for the last 20. And I agree, it's either going to go to the moon, and I'll be wrong, and I'm cool with that, but it's either going to go to the moon or it's going to go to zero. And I can't imagine that these people that I just talked about, and BRICS, and all these people are going to utilize something that's not created by the International Monetary Fund or the World Bank and create their own centralized bank, decentralized currency. It might not happen in the US, but it's probably going to happen for the UN, and it's going to be something that they try to push. And that's my belief. Whether I'm right or wrong, I guess we'll see in the next 2, 5, or 10 years, but that's my belief right now, is that they're going to create a United Nations decentralized currency, outlaw cryptocurrency, crash Coinbase, crash Binance, crash all of these situations. They're going to make all of crypto not legal tender in the United States, and they're going to outlaw it so they can control the monetary system. I can't see a world where that doesn't happen. I believe that it shouldn't happen, but that's what I believe will happen. I'm not for that, but that's what I believe will happen. Cool? So now we're getting into the real crux of what we do, and it comes down to where do you store your money. Now, where you store your money, you want it to be liquid, you want it to be safe, you want it to give you a return, and you want to be able to control your taxes. I'm going to do a quick thing real quick because we just changed some of the things on here. Let me share the screen with you guys. It's going to be a little different than what's on there, but we just updated this because of what some people were giving us some questions. So we just updated this real quick. It's going to be a little different than what's on here, but you can see it better on here. But banks, yes, they're liquid. You can take money out when you want. That should also be another question mark, because go try to take $20,000 out of your bank account right now. You're not going to be able to. I've done it multiple times. They're going to give you $2 or $3 grand and tell you to come back later. They got to place an order for cash, right? They do not have money at the bank. If you think I'm wrong, go to the bank tomorrow. Not if you have like $500, but if you have a couple grand, go to the bank tomorrow and go ask for. Don't ask for more than $10,000 because it's above the IRS limit. But go ask whatever bank you bank at for $9,000 in cash. 99% chance they're not going to have any money at the bank. My dad said they don't even accept cash in his banks in Philadelphia anymore. So this is what's going on in society. Is it safe? Not really. It's safe insured up to FDIC $250,000. The challenge is the FDIC only has $88 trillion of money, yet they're insured they have $88 billion of money, but they're insuring $5 trillion, which means they don't even have they have less than 10% of the money that they're insuring in their actual reserves. It's absolute BS. You don't get any good return in the bank, and it's taxable money. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, 401ks, IRAs, it's liquid. Stocks, bonds, and mutual funds are liquid, but your 401k and IRA are locked up till you're 59 and a half. Nothing better for the government than to guarantee that they're going to get taxes when you retire. It's not safe. We lost trillions of dollars 2 weeks ago in retirement accounts, not safe. You might get a return, you might not, and you can't control your taxes. You got to pay taxes 100% of the time, whether you take it out now or you take it out later. Real estate's cool, right? I like real estate. It's liquid. When you use a HELOC, you can take equity out of your home equity line of credit. Typically, most people use real estate because it's not liquid. I know Grant Cardone, who's somebody that I look up to, and somebody that I've been studying his real estate game. He says he puts his money into real estate because it's not liquid. He wants to store his money somewhere where he can't touch it. Right? He wants to take it and just give it over there. Take it and put it over there. And I do the same thing with my life insurance policy. I just use it first. I pit stop my money in life insurance and invest it in my business, in real estate, and myself. It's safe, gives you a return, control your taxes. Life insurance is the only place you can put your money that's a 4 out of 4 on this list. Next. Awesome. You make another note to make the background on these white. Cool. The Rockefeller family has used life insurance as part of their estate planning for over 6 generations now, have passed on to wealth for over 6 generations using cash value life insurance. Ray Kroc used life insurance when he was buying out the McDonald's brothers to be able to cover the salaries of key employees using cash value life insurance as well. He also financed Ronald McDonald using cash value life insurance, so you can thank life insurance for Ronald McDonald. Cool. Disneyland, when Walt Disney was all tapped out at the banks, they wouldn't give him any more money, so he used life insurance to pay for the rest of Disneyland. J.C. Penney used life insurance when he was struggling during the Great Depression to rebound during unsafe times. I know it's small and you might not be able to see it, but it says $100 will buy this car, lost all my money in the market, and we're going to head into times like this again. These are some of our clients that have been with us for a few years now. Isaac runs some charter schools in San Antonio. Just some testimonials here. Sean and Genevieve are some of our best clients. They're amazing. We're good friends with both of these couples over here, and they run a hair salon and a health and wellness company, have life insurance for their whole family. Alex and Penelope, they have life insurance for their whole family as well, and run a few businesses too. Alex called me sent me a picture from the hospital when his last baby was born last year and said, here's your next life insurance policy. I said, we gotta wait a couple of days, they have to be 15 days old. But I know with these people, they're always there, they utilize what we do to grow and scale their business as well as protect their family. Alright, so I follow this guy's number 1 and number 2 rules of money. He learned from this guy, Benjamin Graham. If you want to learn more about investing, read this book, The Intelligent Investor. Understanding value investing and being able to preserve your capital and understand the market. That was Warren Buffett's mentor. Does anybody know his number 1 rule of money? Nope, don't lose your money. Right? Number 2 is read number 1 again. Right? And then I created a 3rd rule called control your taxes. You want to be able to control your taxes. You want to be able to not lose your money and control your taxes. Yep, exactly. Right? And so this is the slide that we showed before. This is the major problem, financially speaking, is that we finance everything. So most people's solution to financing everything is to just not pay interest and pay cash. Like, hey, if I'm going to pay cash, then I'm not going to lose any interest. I don't even keep any cash in here. I thought I had some cash. I don't have cash. Right? I don't keep any cash. Cash is worthless. You don't require cash. Cash goes down every second that you have it. You must get rid of your money. You must be in the flow of money. What did Brett say today? He said something really good. He said, money in motion creates more money. Right? It's called the velocity of money. You must have money in motion and it will create more money. Most people save and hoard their money. I never have any money.
Grant
I am
Cardone
always
says,
broke.
keep your money moving. If it doesn't move, it's
flow.
Keep your money moving all the time. And so when the way that we structure life insurance policies, I know it sounds crazy, but you have to think about it like it's a banking system, and you're always having your money in motion. Most people say that I'm not going to pay any interest, I'm going to pay cash. Real estate investors do this a lot. Equipment, we just talked to a guy who owns a moving company. He buys his trucks in cash because he doesn't want to pay interest. The problem is that you're not gaining any interest. And when we're talking about the banking system, the banking system is all built on bankers get paid interest, and the government gets paid taxes, and the two of them work together so that they can increase both of these situations. That's the whole federal, and this is called the Fed. And if you think that the Federal Reserve has anything to do with federal, you're wrong. The banks don't print money, the governments don't print money. The Federal Reserve prints Federal Reserve notes, and a note, if anybody's in business, a note is a loan, a promissory note. And so you have notes that are printed from the Fed, lent to the government, which then lends it to the bankers, which just lends it using interest and taxes to the people so that they can go raise more money in taxes. And they have a collusion between the bankers and the politicians so that they can raise money for themselves. This is how the banking system works. And so if you are the banker, if you are the Federal Reserve, what do you want? You want high interest and you want to pay taxes. But you want this to go into yourself. You want this to go into your pocket. And because you can't become the government, we can just cut out the taxes and say we want something that's tax-free, but we do want to pay interest. But if you borrow money, you're paying interest to somebody else. And so instead, you want to BYOB, which means becoming your own banker, not bringing your own booze, but becoming your own banker. And this is when you pay cash into your pocket, you're putting cash into your bank, you're gaining interest for yourself, and you're compounding interest on your cash and your interest. This is the most important concept to understand in life, primarily about how to manage your money, how to be a steward of your money. This all comes from the Infinite Banking Concept, this book right here, Becoming Your Own Banker by Nelson Nash. Nelson Nash is the father of the Infinite Banking Concept. He talks about plan as if you're going to live forever and live as if you're going to die tomorrow. Cool. This is the whole concept here. And I'm going to do what I did last time. Remember that, Rosalinda?
Yeah.
Right, so this is what we call the Wheel of Fortune. And what's really happening here is exactly, this picture right here is exactly what the Federal Reserve does, right? So they print, one is they print Federal Reserve notes. They then put that cash, put the notes into the bank. Then they're able to lend out money to the people. And they get to charge interest that they can then go make more money that they can then put back into the bank so that they can lend money to more people, so that they can charge more interest, and the money will come back to the banking system. How does this work? Well, if you go get a loan from a bank and use it to grow your business, you're going to pay interest. Then the people are going to take the money that you lent them and they're going to go spend it. And when you go spend it at a restaurant, or you go buy clothes, or you go buy books, or you go buy anything, the business owner is going to take that money and go put it back into the bank. And they're going to put it back in the bank, and then they're going to go lend more money to the people. And then they're going to go charge more interest, and then people are going to go take the money that you just spent and go put it back in the bank so that they can go lend more money to the people and charge interest. But now, instead of the bankers doing this, you can do this. And you're going to get a cash value life insurance policy, put cash into that policy, borrow cash from the life insurance company, and invest it in a cash flowing and appreciating asset. My 3 favorite cash flowing appreciating assets. Number 1 is multifamily real estate. Your single family primary residence does not cash flow. Stop buying your homes using a mortgage. If it's an investment property, it's cash flowing and it should appreciate. But your primary residence is not cash flowing and it's costing you money. It's the biggest myth in America. Robert Kiyosaki talks about this in Rich Dad Poor Dad. Biggest myth in America is to go buy your home. It's not the American dream, it's the American scheme, and you don't want to buy your home. You want to rent where you live and buy where you invest. And so you invest, number 1, in multifamily real estate where you have multiple tenants paying you rent so it cash flows and grows. Average rents in America have gone up 9% over the last 40 years, and more people are renting, and multifamily is valued based on rents. Single family is valued based on comps. And when the market crashes, the comps are going to drop. But the rents are going to keep going up because inflation is going to keep going up. And so you must invest in multifamily real estate. Number 2 is your business. Your business should be appreciating and it should be cash flowing. If it's not doing either of those 2, you should probably get out of business or you won't be in it much longer. The business is supposed to go up and it's supposed to pay you money. That's the purpose of being your own boss. Not just so you can have time freedom and do what you want. Your business is supposed to pay you money and grow so you can exit one day. And then number 3 option is investing it in yourself. Same thing about yourself. You, as a human being, should be appreciating or growing, and you should be cash flowing. Means you should be making money. Right? You should invest in yourself, invest in your business, and invest in multifamily real estate. Those are the 3 things that will cash flow. Then you can take your returns from your investments and put it back into the policy, borrow more cash, invest it again, put it back in, and utilize this system over and over again. So this is an example. You can share the screen because I know it's small. Please. Thank you. This is my personal policy. This is my actual policy. You can see my name on the top. My name's Josh Waxman. I'm 28 years old. So we walk the walk and we talk the talk. Right? I'm not just selling life insurance because I like to make money. I definitely like to make money, but I also believe in what we do. I was just telling the guys that came today, we had people speaking. Growing up my whole life with Jeffrey Combs and learning about the money system, I read all these books as a teenager, and so I was always deep down the rabbit hole. But it was always just me being a conspiracy theorist. It never amounted to anything, right? There was no reason for it. I just had all this knowledge. And for all of you that are on this call that understand the banking system and understand the Medici family, and Kathy, you were talking about the Bank of Italy. If you know those facts, well, it's great knowledge, but what are you going to do about it? Well, this infinite banking concept is the solution to it. The whole otherwise you're just shaking your fists at the sky and protesting about the government. But the infinite banking concept is how you can actually apply this into your life. So the way that the policy breaks down, you don't even have to look at any of the numbers. I'm going to break them all down feature by feature. So the premium of a life insurance policy for whole life insurance only cannot increase for your whole life. A universal life policy can increase, but whole life cannot. And because of inflation, as we're talking about, the value of a dollar continues to decline. And although your dollar amount that you pay in premium stays the same, what you actually buy with those dollars is way less. So 30 years in the future, $1,100 is going to be nothing. Compared to a universal life policy, the premiums can never increase. If you see IULs or VULs or ULs, stay away. Many insurance carriers that sell universal life policies have major lawsuits because of this. I know personally from experience, I've had to make over 100 phone calls to previous clients because in a previous company, we sold a lot of indexed universal life policies, and I would stay away from them. That's not what to do. I will not sell one or touch one ever again. dividends. You will literally be receiving profit sharing from the performance of the life insurance company, because in mutual participating companies, the policyholders are actually shareholders of the company. There's two types of life insurance companies: mutual companies and stock companies. Mutual companies are owned by the policyholders. Stock companies are owned by stockholders. And so one favors the policyholders, which is you. One favors the stockholders, which is people that buy their stocks. Universal life policies don't pay out dividends at all. Then there's the death benefit component. This is what most people think of when they think about life insurance, is the death benefit, is the money that your family receives or beneficiaries receive in the event of your death. Now, all of this money is handed down tax-free, so your wife, your spouse, your husband, your kids, your aunt, your uncle, whoever's your beneficiary, they can live the life that they're living as if nothing ever happened. Obviously, emotionally something happened, but financially speaking, they'll be okay. And a lot of people say, Josh, I see your death benefit drops from 9 million to 2 million. Why does that happen? Well, when you combine whole life and term, it maximizes the amount of cash that you can put into a policy, and so you can supercharge your policy in early years. You cannot do this with IULs. You cannot do this with VULs. You have to do a blended policy using whole life, and you're able to maximize cash value so you can have the most amount of cash in the early years, and this is what's best if you're going to use it for investment purposes. Nobody knows how to specially design policies like we do. Next feature is the loan balance. This is where life insurance gets sexy. Okay? You don't have to go to outside banks, financiers, or lending institutions, because you can become your own bank. You can borrow against the cash value of the policy at only 4.85%, and any outstanding loan balance reduces the death benefit if it's not repaid. The best part about it is you receive dividends as if you never took any money out of it. This is also another disparity in different life insurance companies. It must be a non-direct recognition company. You can just write that down. I don't care if you buy insurance from me or somebody else. A policy, it should be a mutual and participating company, and the loan should be a non-direct recognition policy loan. Policy loan rates should also be under, you can call it 6%. Northwestern Mutual, New York Life, Mass Mutual are over 7 or 8% right now. That makes it no different than a mortgage or prime rate at the bank. The purpose of this is to refinance your debt, refinance your credit, refinance your mortgage, and utilize this to self-finance at a lower rate. Cool. And not only that, but traditional life insurance only has death benefits. Now, many life insurance policies have living benefits. Death benefit, critical illness rider, chronic illness rider, terminal illness rider. We have companies that have 2 or 3 of these things and not the others, but most of them have this now. Money for medical bills, deductibles, co-payments, replace your income, expected treatments. These are key to understanding that you can use life insurance for when you're alive. This is an example of a big-time policy we worked on for a guy who's dumping in $2.5 million in cash, and then being able to borrow $2 million out at 5% simple interest, a 0 IRS credit reporting agency, 0 credit check, no repayment terms. You decide the terms. He also has a $46 million death benefit that he's leaving behind to his family. He's a single dad of 2 kids. And so this is key. He's also going to increase his premiums. Just look at this red part right here. Between years 5 and 6, he's going from $2.92 million to $3.14 million. And this is going to allow him now, he's putting in $120K, but he's growing his money $223,000. So $223.
Do you want me to stop sharing or?
No, I'm just doing the math. It's an 85.8% return on investment. You're not going to get that anywhere else, no matter what. And that's, most people think life insurance takes years and years and years to grow. Not the way that we design it. The way that we design it is different than anybody else. cool. This is utilizing life insurance to be able to fund retirement. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's something called the Monte Carlo simulation. That means that they basically say that you want 3 to 4% of your retirement. If you take out more than 4%, it's the 4% rule. Actually, the guys that created it started off at 7%, and they decreased it to 4%. Now it's down to 3%. But essentially, if you have $1 million in retirement, there's a 90% chance that if you take out your money at 4%, you will not run out of your money after 25 years or after 20 years. And so now it's down to 3%, which means that if you have $1 million in your 401k, then you are living off of $30,000 a year. There's a lot of successful people out there that have been making $200,000-$300,000 a year, and they're paying they have a $3 million 401k. They don't realize that the first thing that they're going to have to do is pay taxes. So now that $3 million is $2 million. Then the next thing they're going to have to realize is that instead of making $300K a year, $2 million at 4% is only $80,000. So they're going to have to drop their standard of living from $300,000 to $80,000. This is literally a real case of somebody that we're working on. He's making $300K a year, but based on what he's doing, maxing out his 401K, doing what everybody else told him to do, when he retires, he's only going to have 96 grand a year. And by moving some things around, he stops funding his 401K, stops funding his kid's 529 plan, and stops putting $2 grand a month into savings. If you look at the bottom, number 5, now he's going to increase his retirement income from $96,000 to $197,000. This is a cool software that we have available for people to show them how to reevaluate their money. This is another example. I'm going to go through this. Let's go. I think that's the last one. Is that it? Here's a good example of a $1 million baby idea, right? Instead of putting $500 a month into a bank account or putting $500 a month into a 529 plan, put $500 a month into a life insurance policy. It's a 20 pay, which means you only pay for 20 years. After 20 years, you can move over. You can see $150,000 of cash value. At 30 years old, your kid's going to have $240,000 of cash value. You can use that to buy a home. You can use that to pay for a nice wedding, right? That would be a nice wedding there, right? But you can look down and then you look at age 60 or 65 and the cash value is over $1 million. One more column to the right. Yeah, $1.4 million by the time age of 65 years old. So for the parents, grandparents out there, stop putting your kids' money in the bank. It's losing 7% a year. Stop putting it in 529 plans. The government's going to take it. It's taxable money, and it can go up and down with the market, and you can only use it for college. This is something that you can use for whatever you want. If you have entrepreneurial children, you're able to put this money out and be able to utilize this so that you can use it for whatever you want. You can use it to help them fund a business. I would have loved having 150 grand when I was 21 years old to buy my first restaurant. Instead, I had to take out loans and finance everything from the bank. That's why I'm passionate about this too, is because I had to finance everything. And for parents and grandparents, it's gifting tax advantage. It's really easy underwriting. It takes a couple hours, sometimes as little as 4 hours to get approved for it. And parents also need to have coverage of themselves, so it's key. Awesome. So I'm going to be rolling out the legacy program. I want to do one more thing. Will you unshare the screen real quick before I go through the legacy program? Just to, yeah, you can keep it up there. But I just want to, I see some of you guys taking notes over there, and this is something that I started doing that I think has added a lot of value to our clients. This is something that is super valuable that a lot of our clients like to see. And this is something I've been drawing a lot recently. So most people take their money and they put it in the bank and then they go spend it on their rent or their mortgage. They go spend it on food. They go spend it on fun. They spend it on travel. They spend it on the kids. They go spend their money on everything, their utilities, their rent, their utilities, their bills. They spend this money on everything. Right now, maybe after all this is left over, on average, 3.8% of it is left over, and maybe people are saving. Most people don't save, right? But there's maybe some money left over for savings. Now, the whole concept of infinite banking, if you summed it down to one formula, this is the IBC way. You're still going to make money, and it's still going to go into the bank. But you can't directly deposit into a life insurance policy. But the next step, instead of going and paying all of this stuff out of your bank account, you immediately go put this. You immediately go move this money into a life insurance policy. So instead of holding your money at the Bank of America, you hold this money at the Bank of whatever your name is. Fill in your last name, right? The Bank of Garcia, the Bank of Cruz, the Bank of Andre, right? The Bank of Hammer, the Bank of Lasura, the Bank of Jensen. You use these. This is your privatized banking system. And so you're going to move money into your own bank, and then you're going to take the money out, you're going to borrow against the money over here, and then you're going to go use the money from here to go pay for your rent, your bills, and for everything else. And so rather than going straight directly over here, and what that's going to do is it's going to save you money over here that continues to compound every single year no matter what, as if you never took any money out of it. And so all that you're doing differently, it's not this crazy concoction of this crazy formula, and it's really not rocket science. All that's really happening is you're moving money from your bank to your policy, from your policy back to your bank, and then spending money on stuff. And by doing this, instead of spending your money, you're not using your money anymore. You're using the life insurance company's money. And your cash is held in your bank as collateral. This is what the banking powers that be do. And so if you can understand anything, this is what you understand, is that you're using this money to grow. You're growing two seeds, or two trees from one seed. You're growing money in your bank account, and you're growing money in your life insurance policy, and you're able to use this money compound interest for the rest of your life. And when you borrow money out of your life insurance policy, it's going to be as collateral, and so it's not, you're not borrowing money from the policy, it's borrowed against the policy, and the cash in the policy is collateral. And so this is a key to understanding how this process works. All you're doing is moving the money over here and back. And you can do this typically, if anybody tells you it takes 24 or 48 hours, it doesn't. It usually takes 5 to 10 business days for them to process the money over here, and it takes 1 to 3 business days for it to move over here. And so you want to be able to be a steward of your money. You want to be able to move your money properly and be able to do that. What would having control of your future mean to you? Oh, you wrote that. Cool. Right, this is all the key is you're just moving the money from here to there and moving it back. This is what infinite banking is. By doing this, you're controlling your money supply, you're not depleting your savings, and you're always going to have cash growing in your policy for the rest of your life. Whether you take a policy loan out or not, when it's non-direct recognition, your money continues to grow as if you never took any money out of it. And so if you would like more information on this, we created the Legacy Program. The Legacy Program has everything that we have ever made in one package. I had all of these separated out. It's something that I've utilized for years and years and years. Everything that I've created since I was literally a teenager, of how I manage my money, what I do when what to do with your money, what wealthy people do with your money, we have the Billionaire Blueprint System, which is a full system for how the wealthy families use their money. It literally is copying exactly what the Rockefellers do and putting it into a simple blueprint so that you can understand what they do, so you can do it for yourself. Whether you do it through me, whether you do it from somebody else, you should do it through me, but whether you do it through me or somebody else, you have to understand this knowledge. And it's knowledge that's not passed on. It's knowledge that most people don't have. It's knowledge that you deserve to have, and you deserve to have it now. The Billionaire Blueprint System. You're also going to get my cash flow management system. Every single month, me and my fiance sit down and we manage our finances. I've been doing it this way since I was 16 years old, and I put together a whole system for you to be able to manage your money the same way I manage my money. And we sit down every month, we categorize our expenses, we look at where we're going to grow our money, we look at where we can cut down on lifestyle and destructive expenses, and where we can double down on productive expenses that grow and expand our business. And most of the time, most people just don't want to take responsibility, don't want to respond to actually being a steward of their money. And this is a challenge because then you never know where your money's going. So many people say, oh, I don't know where it's going. Or it just comes and goes, right? Well, it shouldn't just come and go. It should come and you should direct it where to go. And the cash flow management system is going to help you, is going to assist you with that. 52 weeks of cash flow secrets. Every single week, if I give you 52 of them at one time, you wouldn't do any of them. So instead, we give one a week of something you can implement, a cash flow secret that you can implement into your money habits so you can be successful with your money. You're also going to get a one-on-one strategy call. I usually don't do this, but I'm going to do it now. The strategy call is going to be, usually it's with somebody on our team. If you purchase the Legacy program tonight for $297, you will have a one-on-one strategy call with me. I've had these strategy calls now for the last month, and every single person finds so much value in it. It's either about your finances, it could be about your business. I've been coaching since I was a kid. I've been teaching since I was a kid. I've read more books in the last month than most people read in their lifetime. I read all the time. I learn so much. I've spent and invested over $250,000 in personal development. So if it's about consciousness, if it's about money, if it's about generating leads, if it's about how to develop a sales team, if it's how to generate a 7-figure income, if it's how to achieve the most breakthroughs that you've had, whatever it is, if it has to do with life and business and money and consciousness, I'm the person to talk to, and I'll give you a free 1-hour strategy call. I don't do these. Usually I do coaching calls for $2,500. I have coaching packages on our website for $2,500 and $5,000. My time is worth over $1,000 an hour, but I'm giving a free coaching call on this right here. And should I do what I did last time again?
Yeah, 5 people. I'm gonna do that.
Well, the first 5 people to purchase this, we're going to give away a free gift. But I'm also going to say that if you don't receive any value from any of this, I will fully refund your money, no questions asked. I'm going to ask you one question, which is why, just so I have some feedback. But no questions asked, no worries, no guilt, no shame. I live in the law of least resistance. But this is something that everybody will benefit from, for you to understand what is required. A 2024 tax savings guide. The taxes change every year, and so it's important for you to understand what's going on with the taxes so that you can be in the right place. I just had somebody that we were talking to. He currently has $1 million of cash in the bank, but only makes $80,000 a year. And because his income is low enough that he would be in the 12% tax bracket, but because he has so much money in the bank, he has a 4.25% or 4.5% interest in a high-yield savings account. He's getting $45,000 of additional income through interest, and so it literally moves him up a whole other tax bracket from 12 to 22%. And so therefore, he's paying $10,000 or 10% extra on taxes every single year. It's over $18,000 of taxes that he's paying just simply because he's keeping his money in the bank. So we're assisting him with moving his money out of the bank, putting half of it into an annuity, putting half of it into life insurance, then borrowing off the annuity and funding another life insurance policy so he doesn't have to pay any taxes, period. You won't understand that if you don't understand the tax saving guide. For $97, we just saved this guy, it was exactly $18,100 in taxes, and this is something I'll give to you for $97. The money budget worksheet is the exact worksheet that we use to track our money. You are able to utilize this for yourself. A lot of the calls that we've been doing recently are me teaching you how to utilize these things. That's what a lot of my calls have been about recently, is how do I use the money budget worksheet? How do I actually track our money? How do I actually do all of these things and use everything? Time budget worksheet. I hear so many people say, I don't have the time, I don't have the time. If you had my time, everybody has the same amount of time. We all have 24 hours, 86,400 seconds in a day, 1,440 minutes. Everybody has the same amount of time, and it's all about how you use it. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have the same amount of time that you do, so there's no reason that you can't do what they do in a day if you were focused and had budgeted time and leverage on your time. 10 steps to thousands of free leads. The first question that we always get, babe, in our interviews is, how am I gonna get
Beads.
How am I gonna get leads? Well, you're gonna go create leads because you're not lazy and you wanna be creative and innovative. And so you go create leads for your business. And this is gonna be 10 steps for you to get thousands of free leads. I've never made one cold call in our business. The only time I ever cold call in business is to show the team that I'm willing to cold call and pay the price. But you deserve to be able to create thousands of free leads, and you can do it simply using 10 steps that I've used to grow every single one of my businesses. I used it when I was in high school to create a network marketing business. I used it when I was in college to invite people to our fraternity parties. I used it when I was after college to invite people to my restaurants. I used it when I was in the loan business, and I used it now in the insurance business. You deserve to create free leads so you have more leads than time. $97 on our website, and then a legacy builder checklist, which essentially is a checklist for a 12-month time frame, step by step, exactly what you should do with your money so you can organize your money. I just showed it Ashley. Remember we made that list of everything that we wanted to do, right, when we were starting off the year? Every single thing on that list is done except for one thing, and it's due on September 1st, and I'm doing it. Right? We had 20 or 30 things that we wanted to do. Actually, I can show you. This is where the legacy program comes from, but we had 20 or 30 things on this list that we did, me and my fiance, Yuritsa, on what to do with our money. We made a game plan right here, just so you guys can see, right? Just to put it out there, Yuritsa paid off all of her debt within a 2-month period of time and increased her credit 130 points. She sold her house, she paid off a loan, she paid off another loan, paid off another loan, opened up an LLC, got a credit card, and now invests in herself and her business because she's in free enterprise. Everything that she did. Everything that's on here, we have done.
Tell me my credit score?
Huh?
And my credit score is at
Your credit score is at what now?
750.
750, and it was 630 when I met you, right?
Yeah, less.
It's at 750 or it was at 620 or something, right? The only thing I haven't done is pay off my Amex Blue cards, which is due September 1st, which I will be doing the next few days. Probably do that on Monday when I manage my money on Sunday. And this is our situation. So everything that's on here, but these are things that I can do with you on this strategy call, is look at where you're at, see how you can refinance your credit, see how you can refinance your debt, and put all that together and make a checklist for you. And if you purchased all of this separately on our website, it would be $7,482. And tonight, we're basically giving it away for free. It's $297. And, ooh, I have a unique. Should I give away? I don't know if I should give away the book. What's better for me to give away? Right? For the first 5 people, did I say 5 or 10? I think you said 5 and I said 10.
Yeah, you say
We'll
10.
do 10.
10.
Let's do 5. It creates more scarcity. For the first 5 people that purchase the Legacy program, I'll give you a choice of whether you want the book Becoming Your Own Banker by Nelson Nash or the Infinite Success System for free. I'm also, Rosalinda always yells at me for giving too much stuff away for free, but we're going to give away a t-shirt. We got these great t-shirts made. We have one that says Banks Suck. We got one, I know you made it look all pretty, but we have one that says Be Your Own Bank. We have one that says Money Conscious. And we have a tank top that you can wear to the gym when you work out or the beach that says Banks Suck. It always draws attention. And when people ask you, you can also just go get your license, and then people will ask you what's going on and how you can make some money. Right? So this is the Legacy program. It's $297.
And add to the bonus that also they're gonna have newsletter every week if they are part
And you're going to have a newsletter every week, which comes with
of the bonus of the Legacy program.
the bonuses in the Legacy program. We're also going to give you the Billionaire Blueprint and the Cash Flow Management System, little ebooks here in physical copy. We'll give you a couple stickers. We got Banks Suck and Money Conscious stickers. Alright, so we'll give you all of this for free. We'll give you both stickers, one t-shirt, your choice of a book. I'll give you both of these pamphlets here, and if you don't receive value, I'll let you keep everything and fully refund your money. Just don't do it so you get something for free, but whatever, right? But if you are not happy genuinely, if you're genuinely not happy, you can purchase this Legacy program today. We will send you a beautiful package, just like this one, with everything in there for you, so that you will receive a package from us with everything that you need in there. Right? Bank Suck stickers. Hammer, I'll send you some, but you have to put it on your car. Okay? Bank Suck stickers, and you have to take a picture with your Bank Suck t-shirt in front of your Bank Suck bumper sticker. Right? But we'll give all of this to you for free, and I'll do a free coaching call with you, which has $1,000 value. All tonight. It'll just be $297. Think about all the things that you spend $297 on. Spend $297 on a bunch of BS. Oh, we also can give away objection cards.
Oh.
Should we give them away? These are something we just made. They're new, objection cards, because we've been role-playing at the office thanks to Cardone University. So now you can practice. It says, I'll get back to you later. Can't you just tell me on the phone? I gotta ask my husband. I already have a financial advisor. I don't have time right now. I want some more information. I need to do more research. This is my first time hearing about it. I don't think I need it right now. I need to do more research. My money's safe in the bank. That person's an idiot. I don't believe in life insurance. Ready? You know my rebuttal? If anybody's on here that sells life insurance and says, I don't believe in life insurance, I always say, it's okay, you don't have to believe in life insurance. It's not a religion. Now, can I show you some of the numbers here? All right, life insurance isn't anything to believe in. It's not a priority for me right now. I need to talk to my parents. I don't see the value in it. I'm old. I'm too young. I can't make a decision today. These are objection cards. We have 52 cards that you can use to role play sales. If you can't handle objections in business and sales, you're not going to be able to sell. Even when I was running my restaurants, we used to I had one guy call me cheap because we charged 69 cents for sweet peppers on our Philly cheesesteaks, and he told me I was cheap. But I told him they cost money. You can get hot peppers for free, but sweet peppers cost money. You got to be able to know how to handle objections no matter what you're doing, what business you're in, and this is the key to being successful. Also, just for those of you guys that are looking for additional opportunities, please, what do we want to do? Just message, DM us.
Yeah, they can comment yes or they can DM us.
Now do a DM. DM
Yeah.
us work.
Okay.
DM us the word work. WORK. If you would like an
And you want to
opportunity
collaborate with
and you want
us.
to work. If you want to collaborate, I'm going to do this real quick. Just to show you how simple and easy it is to make money in this business. Let me move this over here. This. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. So, when you get your life insurance license, you can sell life insurance, long-term care, disability insurance, and you can sell annuities. In order to generate business, you need leads. You can either call people you know, you can call people you don't know, or you can ask people that your people know. But either way, wherever the heck you get people from, you need to talk to 100 people a day. You need to contact 100 people a day. That means you're talking to 100 decision makers, a week, 20 a day. If you talk to 100 a week, 20 appointments will set up. 10 of them will actually show up. These are just the numbers, no matter what you're selling. Half of the people that say they're going to show up will not show up. So don't cry when they don't show up. 6 of them are going to say they're interested. 2 of them are actually going to close. If you're good, you'll have 3 or 4 close. If you're all right, 2 will close. Now, if 2 people in our business buy a $100 a month life insurance policy, that's $1,200 of annual premium a year. Average commissions are 50 to 75% in general. We have bonuses, so you're really getting 90 to 110% depending on the carrier. But typically, you're going to make $600 to $900 per transaction. If you do that twice a week, that's $1,200 to $1,800 a week. Times 50 weeks of the year is 60 to 90K in just life insurance for $100 a month policies. Now, in our office, our average policy is $1,000 a month, not $100 a month. And so you can 10x this, and our average income is $600 to $900K. If you sell 2 policies a week of $1,000 a month, 50 weeks a year, you will make $600,000 to $900,000 in the life insurance industry. And if you take one person that wants an annuity, either a fixed annuity, which gives you 5 to 6% depending on the type of the carrier, or you get a fixed indexed annuity where they make 0 to 40%, and you have one person that wants to move cash, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, 401k, or IRA into an annuity, and they have 100K, we make on average 4 to 8%, let's just use 6% to make numbers easy, that's $6,000 a month of additional annuity business, times 12 is an additional $72,000. So this is how you make $672,000 to $972,000, just shy of $1 million, selling 2 policies a week and 1 annuity a month. And a lot of times we split business, so this might be 300 to 450 instead. But either way, that means it's 372 to, what is that, 522? That's an easy way for you to make $500,000.
I don't think they can see that.
Whatever. Just trust me. No, I'm just kidding. This is how you make money, okay? This is how you're going to make money. If you want to work with us, let us know. If you want a free financial strategy session, buy the Legacy program. I will work with you for an hour on whatever it is that you require assistance with. And if you're not happy, I'll refund your money for free. You deserve it. Kathy, you deserve it. Robert, Corinne, Joshua, David, Emmeline, Aaron, Arthur. How do you pronounce your name?
Metaluz.
Shavensky?
You have him muted.
Huh? No, I want to know. Let's see. We can
Can't
ask him to
unmute.
unmute. Boom. How do you pronounce your name, brother? I unmuted you. I got you now. I can hear you. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's pronounced
Shravensky. Where are you from, man?
Yeah.
Haitian? Cool.
She's in the insurance industry.
I'm Asian, but I live in Port St. Lucie right now.
In Port St. Lucie? Cool. Who invited you?
Casey.
Casey? Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm an insurance broker. I was thinking about how I would purchase Medicare. It's with life, with like a life license, I would do some Medicare for quite some time.
Okay, cool. Where you been selling Medicare at?
ESL, of course. Almost 2 hours away from you guys, so.
Yeah.
I'll see how that's gonna work out.
Cool. What firm have you been doing? Independently or through US Health or through where?
So honestly, at first I was a broker. And when I first I was an agent, now broker, I said a bit. And then it's carriage that was kind of learning commercial started working on.
Okay, so you're completely on your own?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun and also scary at the same time.
I understand. Cool. How long have you been doing your own thing?
As well as actually this year, actually.
Okay, cool. You live in Port St. Lucie?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean, Medicare is great. There's a lot of people that make a lot of money